Hi guys. Things in the last couple of weeks haven't been perfect, and they have led up to the fact that on Saturday I had a gig at Glasgow International Comedy Festival with Funny Lasses that I had to pull out of, and that was quite hard mentally to deal with. So as well as having fibromyalgia, I also have another condition called hypothyroidism, and in December my thyroid levels dropped a little and I didn't feel that well because of it. So we upped the medication from I think 75 to 100, and by I think January, over Christmas I wasn't well, and by January I was getting symptoms of being overactive and went back and was ever slightly overactive, so we put it back down to 75. So what I'm currently in the stages of is waiting for the levels to balance out, which can take a month to 6 weeks, so 4 weeks to 6 weeks. And in that time nothing can actually be done until it's balanced out. So I had a doctor's appointment today. I have a fantastic GP. It's taken 10 years to find one, right enough, but I have a fantastic GP, and she explained that unfortunately, because we're in that stage of waiting for the thyroid to balance out, there's nothing she can do. But she said something that no doctor's ever said to me before that really made a difference. She said, although there's nothing I can do for you at the moment, I do understand what you're going through. Hallelujah. I think I've been waiting for a doctor to say that to me for years and years and years, and honestly it makes such a difference to your mental health. It makes such a difference to the way you feel coming out. You feel heard, you feel listened to instead of being dismissed. So now, coming out of that doctor's appointment, I understand that the next month, and possibly further than that if we have to remedicate, is going to be quite tough. But I know that my doctor understands and is going to help me through that. She's upped my gabapentin, which is a painkiller that I'm on, to see if that will help with the symptoms of the hypothyroidism, which is joint pain, sort of loss of strength in my muscles, skin irritations, fatigue, but I don't think that's really impacting me because I was already quite fatigued from pain anyway. But it's really, really messed up my mobility. And in the last couple of weeks, I've been out the house twice for a cup of tea with my mum, and that's it. That's the only time that I was able to leave the house. And I'm quite a home bird anyway, but that does really get to you eventually. So that, yeah, having this sort of hypothyroidism, it can muddy the waters between fibro and hypo, because they both have quite similar symptoms, although myself having the symptoms, I can usually tell the difference between them. With fibromyalgia, I'm afflicted with a lot of nerve pain, but with hypothyroidism, it's joint pain specifically. I usually get some sort of like hardness or swelling around my lymph nodes and my elbows and things like that, so I can usually tell. That then causes pain in the hands and sort of cold hands and being cold all the time. So that it can be really hard to go to a doctor and say this is what's happening and try to work out which one it is. And I think the reason that I was so anxious about this whole situation is 10 years ago my thyroid went before I got fibromyalgia. In fact, I'm pretty sure maybe the reason that I got fibromyalgia was the thyroid malfunctioning over a 9-month period. And I was sort of ill for 9 months, but the doctors weren't finding anything. And eventually I went to the doctor after a blood test, just about ready to say I don't know what to do anymore. This is, and she was quite red in the face, and she said that I was severely underactive in the thyroid. And then once we medicated my thyroid, I started to get symptoms of fibro, didn't realise that's what it was, and thought my thyroid was malfunctioning again. And this is obviously a similar situation in that my thyroid is messing about, and I was quite worried that a doctor wouldn't take it seriously and I would end up, really bad. So that is, her acknowledgement of that has really helped that sort of anxiety. We've got to wait a month now before we can remedicate me. And at the moment, I'm feeling pretty bad. there's nothing the doctor can do. We cannot start remedicating me just now while it's not balanced out, or we'll be back in the same situation in another couple of months. So I have to prepare myself for the fact that the next month or so is going to be tough. If I then need remedicated at the end of that month, then it's possible that may extend for a further month. So I have to really be prepared for that. So what I have done is I have ordered a wheelchair, and I'm going to use it only when necessary. For instance, if I am in the house on a day that I'd like to be out, then that gives me that option. Now, the one thing it doesn't do is give me the option to be independent with it, because I probably generally need somebody to be pushing me, because I have shoulder problems and joint problems in my arms, so it would be unlikely that I'd be able to propel it myself. So yes, it doesn't open up everything, but it gives me that freedom if I wanted to go somewhere with someone who was quite prepared to push me and take me with them, then that's fine, that's better than what I've got just now. I want to hold off on buying a mobility scooter, because I think it's silly to do that in the midst of something that's balancing out, because I could do that and in 3 months' time I could be in a state where I wouldn't need it. Unfortunately, it's likely I'll probably need it if I want to do the Edinburgh Fringe, but you know, we're thinking we could look at hiring one or something like that. So that's why I'm not doing that just now, but I understand that for the next month or so, my mobility could be really badly affected by this, as it is at the moment. It might not get better for a little while. So this is opening up some options for me to just get out with some friends, or with my mother, or with my husband, and do something instead of being sort of stuck in the house. This kind of wheelchair use it brings a bit of anxiety for me because of the judgment of other people. A lot of people don't understand what an ambulatory wheelchair user is. And an ambulatory wheelchair user is somebody who needs the mobility aid of a wheelchair or a cane or something like that, but can also in other circumstances walk. Now, there are ambulatory wheelchair users who can stand for a minute, and there are ambulatory wheelchair users who can walk for 10 minutes. I would put myself in that bracket at the moment. That was probably the main reason for having to cancel the gig on Saturday. It's not the gig, you know, I can stand for, you know, a 10-minute set and be okay, or I could take a cane up on stage with me for that extra support. It's the travel to and from the gig that was the problem, and it was going to involve getting to the train station, getting from the train station, which was about a 17-minute walk, which is just impossible for me at this time. So that's the problem I'm going to be having is to and from. So obviously, like, the wheelchair doesn't help with getting to and from the gigs and things like that. So that's something I'm going to have to spend a bit more time working out how I'm going to do. Obviously I could drive to these places, but usually, you know, parking in the city centres, you're not always going to get parked within a 10-minute walk of your destination. So, that's not really suitable at the moment. So yeah, I just wanted to give everyone an update, because the videos I've been putting up have been maybe things that have been pre-filmed, or the Orlando vlogs and things like that. And I just wanted to let you know what's actually happening at the moment. You can also check my Twitter, Instagram, and I have a Facebook page, all under Miko Hunter. I think the Instagram might be under Miko Story Hunter. That was another project. So yeah, you can catch me on there. I also have a Snapchat. I've only just started with Snapchat. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I do like that you can put little faces on yourself and give yourself a little change when you look like this. So yeah, you can catch me on any of them to see, you know, sort of live updates of how I'm getting on and things like that. But a lot of the videos are, yeah, pre-filmed. So this is just a quick update for you. I am quite worried about any judgment on the fact that sometimes people will see me in that wheelchair and sometimes people won't. And there's a sort of instant judgment to go, oh, wait a minute, you know, oh, she can walk, or you know, something like that. So that is one thing that really does concern me, because I just don't have the energy for arguments at the moment. And, you know, I'm not emotionally strong enough. I'll probably just cry. you know, angry tears. So that's kind of concerning me. So if you're an ambulatory wheelchair user, have you got any advice for me on how to deal with that, and how to deal with it mentally as well? That would be fantastic. I'd love to have a chat about it in the comments. A great person to follow on Twitter if you want to find out more about ambulatory wheelchair use is Annie Segarra. And she has sort of done a lot of campaigning about ambulatory wheelchair use and the sort of judgment of it. So I've, you know, took a lot from that. I think my attitude now, which is quite different from what it's been in the past, is I'm just going to take everything I can that's going to help me through this, because the last time I kind of just lay down to it, and I'm not judging myself or anyone else because I had no choice. But now that this is the sort of second time that I'm having the hypo and the fibro at the same time, I'm not prepared to do that this time. I'm just going to take everything I can get that's going to help me through, whether it's a cane, whether it's the wheelchair. I don't really care. I just want to keep doing what I want to be doing and not be reclused by these conditions. So it's definitely something that I've spent a lot of time thinking about. It's not something that I've done lightly, and that's annoying because it kind of should be. You know, if I need that, then I'm going to take it. Then why am I concerning myself with what other people think? And that is a real toughie, because in my life in the past, I haven't really cared what people thought. But with this specifically, I think it's just that. It's just, this is a real vulnerability. And I'm already going to be in a vulnerable position. I just don't want to be judged. I just want to try and get on as best I can. And I think that many people in my situation would say exactly the same thing. So I'm going to keep you updated. We'll just do a wee video like this now and again. I think next video I'm going to put up will be an Orlando vlog. Let me know if you're interested in that, because I know some of those videos are quite different from my vlogs, so they might not be something that you're actually interested in. So just leave a wee note in the comments to let me know. And thank you for listening. And remember, please take care of yourself.